Alright, this is actually one of the more fascinating areas for me in the FBO study, which may sound ridiculous to some, but after going through so many of these solicitations, these really stood up like a sore thumb. The General Services Administration, or GSA, does a lot of things that are normal for other agencies, not a big deal, but GSA is also under the DHS umbrella, and some of the things they put out that are non-specific to what agency they are doing things for could very well be straight out for DHS. Now, I'm not saying that these are, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who these agencies are, the actual agencies that want these. The fact that they won't tell you and where these are specifically sends up red flags for me, especially when you combine that information with information from other reports that are going to be coming out. And after I do the initial reports, I'm probably going to do a breakdown on just these specific areas. But I'm going to run through these, and this will be a short one, I hope. But through GSA, they are wanting lots and lots of warehouse space. But it's not just lots and lots of warehouse space. They're getting new offices for, the Social Security Administration and the VA and crap like that. But most of those are just renewing the contracts for where they already have offices. It's not seeking out new land. Now, these stand out for me because they're not only seeking out new land, but it's not for offices. And like 95% of these are for offices specifically. And these are actually for warehouse space. And I'm talking lots of warehouse space, and they're specific to between 50,714 usable square feet minimum up to 153,459 rentable warehouse usable space. So, they're doing something. They're putting something in these. They're going to put something in these. Can't tell you what. But even more concerning than that, because, that could be anything, is where these are and what other things they're doing in these locations. So, just a quick rundown of the list, and I'm not going to go into too many details because that information is going to be posted with the links when I get the site up. But we're talking about specifically Virginia, Colorado, Kansas State, Kansas City, North Dakota, and then there was one that they want a huge amount of warehouse space in North Carolina. Now, North Carolina hasn't stood out for me for any other reason, but I haven't seen anything for North Carolina, so I put a big question mark by that one. Now, some of these are very non-specific with other information, but some of these are specific right down to they want, in addition to the warehouse space, you're going to have to be able to provide 265 parking spaces total, with 8 of those spaces being fenced and secured for 10 years, minimum lease. The facility will operate on a 24/7, 365 schedule. Has to be a space-efficient layout. Fiber to the building must be available. Power, telecommunication systems, pad area for a backup generator or generators, must accommodate a training room with drive-through capability and high ceilings. So, yeah, some of these are a little interesting. In addition to that, and I'm putting this out there as a side note because most of those were, well, those were all through GSA. There's another solicitation that just kind of stood out to me, and it's for NOAA, which is also under DHS, who has also been fudging information that researchers have been trying to get to. They want a huge amount of warehouse storage in Kansas City also. There seems to be a lot of buildup in those areas that I just listed, and I'll read them for you again. Virginia, Missouri, Kansas City specifically, Kansas State, Colorado, North Dakota, Iowa, and Nebraska. So, more on that later.